Are you curious about Alcoa, Tennessee? Well, today's your lucky day because we are going to tour around Alcoa, and it is very small in comparison to Knoxville. It's much smaller also compared to Maryville. It is a tiny piece of Blount County, 16 square miles to be almost exact, 15.92. 94% of it is actually land and 6% is water. It is home to the airport. It is home to houses. It is home to Alcoa Highway. So let's drive around and check it out. All right, we are headed south on Alcoa Highway. So I'm currently driving away from Knoxville. We are still in Knox County and we're about to cross over into Blount County. And if you're like, wow, lots of road construction, yeah, that's Alcoa Highway. They've been working on it for years, literal years. Ugh, come on, man, get out of my way. So we are just now crossing in. I don't know if you can see that sign to the right. It says, welcome to the city of Alcoa. So we are officially in Alcoa. And this, like I said, is what we call Alcoa Highway. If you were to look at this road on a map, it would be 129. We are headed south. And this is kind of like a no man's land. If I turn right at this intersection, that takes me through Louisville to Topside Road over to Pellissippi Parkway. So that's kind of a cut through. But what you can see now is like, this is just mainly like trees and road. So this road is a major road from Knox, like downtown Knox, UT Medical Center to Alcoa. And then also like I live in Seymour, so it's a cut through for me sometimes. So there's the first of many car dealerships. So there is a portion of Alcoa Highway that's known as the Airport Motor Mile, and it is in Alcoa. So that's kind of what we're gonna pass as we come up to Alcoa proper. So Alcoa is very small, 16 square miles squared in terms of total area. So an area of 16 miles. And then it has about actually 18 miles of greenways, which I think is interesting. You want to get your RV in addition to your car. You can get your RV in your car on Alcoa Highway 129. So far you're like probably thinking this is super lane. That's really just because we're on this kind of main thoroughfare, but I wanted to show you this road. Now I'm driving on this road on a Sunday afternoon about 2:30, 2:24, if you can see my clock down in that corner to be exact. And this is like normal traffic, I would say. Now on an afternoon during rush hour, it's a lot more intense. And there is a nickname Alcoa has, Alkilia, like people drive like maniacs. Now, I do think also that we've seen a lot more like radar in terms of like speed checks and like, okay, so here you see to the left, car dealership. I'm sorry it's raining. I left my house and it was sunny. And now we're in the rain. So you can see straight ahead, we are basically driving into Maryville essentially. Now this exit right here is to get back on Pellissippi. So if we took that exit, that's going to take us all the way into Oak Ridge, but we're going to pass places like North Shore, Westland, everything. You can see on the left we've got a Chevy dealership, and then on the right coming up we've got Nissan, Toyota. There is like, this is the Airport Motor Mile. It's called the Airport Motor Mile because we are just outside the airport, and there's the National Guard exit there. So you can see here on the right, we have a Nissan dealership. We have a huge Pure Magic car wash. I mean, it's literally ginormo. I'm gonna get over because this person is like losing it. People drive on this road like maniacs. And I mean, I'm probably a maniac when it comes to driving, but these people are like maniacs. So you've got a Buick dealership, you've got a Hyundai, which that's where I actually bought my car, my Genesis. You've got a Honda, you've got a Harper, Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, blah, blah, blah. So Airport Motor Mile, there you have it. There is supposed to be a like swanky Genesis dealership coming in, but who knows when. Now, you may not be able to see this from the video, but there are mountain views as you drive along Alcoa Highway out to the left. Now, look to the right, and that is the beginning of the McGee-Tyson Airport, which is our regional airport, and there's actually a plane taking off. I don't know if you can see the fin of it. An Allegiant plane, it's about to take off, or maybe it just landed, I don't know. But anyway, so as you can see, tons of fast food, Taco Bell, Subway, McDonald's, Sonic, Bojangles. There's an Applebee's sprinkled in there, a Pizza Hut, a Wendy's. God, I love a Frosty. Do you like Frosties? Also, I want to make note of the fact that like there's a Starbucks up there on the left, and where these cars are right here coming out, that's probably the worst intersection ever of all time. It's horrible. It is horrible, especially during rush hour. Like, I've seen multiple wrecks right there. Not bueno. This right here coming up is the exit to the airport, and you can see like airport traffic, whatever. This is where you would turn in if we were going to the airport. Check out my airport video. I do have one where I'm like walking through the airport. I'm actually flying out tomorrow, but I think there's like 12 gates total. Essentially, it's one terminal. Super nice. They've done a lot of updating on it. I think it's great. A lot of people complain about it. I think it's awesome, but that's also because I knew it when it was like, you know, I just think they've done a really good job updating it. I've actually stayed at that hotel before too, that Hilton, when we flew out to go to Key West. Our flight was super early. That's a whole other story. Now we are really coming into what people would term Alcoa. And this road is essentially going to fork. We are going to see the mountains. So this view is like, I mean, I think it's iconic, honestly. And do you see those apartment buildings? And then you see a food city. We're gonna go over there. That's part of a new development called Springbrook Farms, and it's like 300 acres of a planned unit development. Stores and whatnot coming in, but you can see like beautiful mountains over there. So that's kind of exciting. So we're actually gonna stay on 129 because I want to show you kind of some of the differences between some of the real estate here, but we'll loop back around and go 411. So we're staying on Alcoa Highway, and you can see straight ahead we've got mountains. And Alcoa to Maryville is a very interesting transition because there's this red bridge coming up here, and it's like a walking bridge. You see that? It's gonna become like, you're gonna know what I'm talking about, but there's this bridge we're gonna pass under. It's a pedestrian bridge, but you can see Mount Maryville from here. So I'm just saying that if you're thinking Alcoa, I think you should also think about Maryville, because they are just literally one into the other. They're both a part of Blount County. But if we go like three more lights up on this road, that's technically Maryville. So right now, like I said, we're in Alcoa, but it's so interesting because we're gonna turn here, and I'm gonna show you some of the houses and whatnot. But right now, actually, before I made this video, I looked to see how many houses are currently listed in Alcoa, and there's 6 total houses out of 3,352 total houses in the East Tennessee Realtors Association. So that's like way less than 1%. So we're gonna take a little turn here, and I want to show you, like, there's Walmart, there's a Home Depot in there, and then if we go literally like not even half a mile down, there is a Lowe's that's in Maryville. So I want to take you back here just so you can kind of see what some of the houses look like. I kind of split Alcoa into two. You've either got like older homes, like 1935 homes, or you've got some like newer established neighborhoods. Now we are kind of right next to the airport, so I do want to say that when you're thinking about, you know, could Alcoa be the place for you? If you don't like airplane noise, then the answer is probably no. I also want to make note of, you see these yellow, like this is a pedestrian crossing right here, And so this is part of the Alcoa Greenway network. So again, 18 miles of total greenway when Alcoa itself is an area of 16 total miles. So these are, as you can see, just like ranch homes, obviously lots of churches, all of that kind of thing. Newer homes here. And all of these, as you're seeing on this side of Alcoa, have kind of like established larger yards. So just kind of wanting for you to get a feel. Also notice that this, I'm not saying Alcoa is flat. I'm just saying like this feels pretty flat. So let's just take a little detour in here so you can see. So this is a neighborhood called Andover in Alcoa. And these would be more of a $600,000, $700,000 price range. You can see established, brick homes, established neighborhoods, excuse me. Again, though, the negative about this is, to me, the proximity to the airport, but these homes are beautiful. The majority of these are custom homes. Like, these aren't just like a rando spec home. A lot of these have been custom built. That's a really nice ranch there. Or have custom built features. So I think that makes it very nice. Most of these are going to be 90s builds for the most part. Maybe a little bit newer, but I mean, certainly super nice real estate. Very well established. You've got the sidewalk on one side. We don't have a ton of sidewalks here, I think partly because of how the terrain is. But like Andover, I mean, this is a super nice, really nice neighborhood. Very well established and certainly would be great. Now, this is all going to be zoned Alcoa schools. Alcoa schools are very well ranked, very highly ranked. So this would be a great option. And this neighborhood feels like an established Maryville neighborhood as well. So that's what I'm saying. If you're thinking Maryville, also consider Alcoa. If you're thinking Alcoa, also consider Maryville, because this is what like it looks like. I mean, beautiful, established. I mean, the house is gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm here for it. So this is Andover. This is just one example of real estate that you could find in Alcoa. Larger yards, established homes, really nice feel with the neighborhood and the sidewalk. To me, the only drawback, like you can tell these are a little bit newer. There's new construction coming up here on the right. You can tell that like, what was I gonna say? I have no idea what I was gonna say. New construction, something, don't know what I was gonna say. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I drank enough coffee today. So again, just an example of real estate some of the real estate you can find in Alcoa. Now again, like I said, inventory is very low, which would imply that, this is a place to be. It's a hot market in general, but, like where we are now, that these are pretty like well coveted. This is a pretty well coveted location because we are so close to. So like I was saying, like this area is a pretty like well coveted area just because of like location. So I just want to show you, like, this is one example of a home that's for sale in Alcoa. This one is listed at $749,900 and it is 3,000 square feet. So, and we are just right off that Alcoa highway kind of situation. So just kind of wanted to show you. Now it's obviously a one-off like for this neighborhood, but in terms of like price per square foot, like that's pretty on par, especially for location. So anyways, just kind of wanted to give you an idea of like, that's something, one of 6 actually current listings as I'm making this video in the Alcoa area. So we'll go take a look at another one in a little bit of a lower price point. But again, just kind of wanted to give you an idea, like all of this neighborhood as an example are just single story homes. So this has got like 4 car garage, 4 total attached car garages, single story living. So yeah, I just wanted to give you that example. So we are driving to another listing I want to show you of something that's currently listed. So you can see flat yards, big yards. These are a mix of basement ranchers and ranch homes. But we are literally, the airport is like right up there. So these super nice real estate, but I just want for you to think about like Google mapping. Now, look at this. As we come into this neighborhood, straight ahead, the camera does not do it justice. You've got beautiful mountain views. So I just want to show you that. Super beautiful, super pretty. So this is another really nice established neighborhood. And this is just another example of a house currently for sale. This one is a really nice ranch home, single story, very well maintained, like all brick, big yard. This one is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2,500 square feet. And it's just under 600,000, built in 1988. So you can see like really nice established homes, for sure. And again, even though like I know I keep harping on the airport, you are minutes to downtown and you still have the advantage of like Alcoa schools. You have everything Maryville has to offer, because you're literally basically in Maryville, but you're in Alcoa. You have everything Black County has to offer. So I mean, certainly Alcoa to me is kind of a prime location, because this is a lower price point than like what these houses would cost in Farragut, but you're closer into town. So, if you're considering a relocation, I think that Alcoa should totally be on the list. Now, there's going to be way less inventory, obviously, in Alcoa than in somewhere like Farragut or Hardin Valley, simply because it's just much smaller. But I don't think necessarily, no, take it out. Now, if you're like, I have to shop at Costco every day, then you need to go look in Farragut. But, I mean, these are, super nice, well-established. You're not going to have to be paying like a Farragut West Knox price to get into high square footage, but still have, great schools, great location, access to everything. So I wouldn't rule out Alcoa by any stretch of the imagination. So really nice real estate, basically. But like I'm saying, this one we just saw is literally the neighbor of the airport. Literally the neighbor of the airport, which you may not care about. I have some clients that like, we don't care about that, Haley. Or I had one guy, he's like retired Air Force. He's like, I love the planes. So like, again, that's totally, because the airport is just straight through the slide right there. That's the airport. So just want to point that out to you. So let's go back onto Alcoa Highway. Let's check out some of the stores, and then I'm going to show you another price point of real estate. But, just kind of want to give you an idea of like what's going on. Again, you see the mountains far to the left. This camera does not do this justice, which is unfortunate, because I feel like you should be able to see it. You can't see it, and also it's looking like cloudy and overcast, but even despite that, we've still got the mountains. So there's see that Food City? So that's part of that Springbrook Farms community, which will eventually be all of this, like all of these trees that you're seeing, all of that is going to be developed. So that's going to be shops, homes, townhouses, walkways, greenways. There's a hotel actually already over there, and Alcoa High School is there, and I think it's cool because it could be pretty much like a walkable community. You wouldn't have to leave. You could walk to whatever you wanted to do, and so I just love that, because in my dreams, like, that's my ideal situation. I can walk to wherever I want to go. So maybe I should move to Alcoa, which it's not that far from my husband's work, but he can't seem to get out of Seymour and South Knox, So, which is South Knox is great, so, whatever. I'm just saying, it's not really, you can't just walk to everywhere. You know what I mean? So we've already seen this. I'm gonna cut this off and then I'm gonna show you, actually we'll keep going. I'm gonna show you some of the shopping, which really you've got Old Navy, Dick's, you've got some restaurants like Chili's, they've got a Chick-fil-A, there's a Chipotle coming in, Home Depot, no, Lowe's, sorry, Walmart. Literally the Lowe's and Home Depot are like 3 seconds from each other, but one's in Alcoa, one's in Maryville. The Lowe's is in Alcoa, the Home Depot is in Maryville. I mean, isn't that just wackadoodle? Like, I mean, it's fine. I'm just saying, like, when people are like Alcoa, Maryville, I didn't even really differentiate the two of them until I started, until I was a real estate agent. Like, I knew that they were different growing up here, but you know, you just don't, like, it doesn't matter because you're basically going to the same place, in my opinion. Okay, so we're turning left onto Louisville Road off of Alcoa Highway, and I just want to show you some of the examples of like shops and whatnot. So you've got Office Depot, you've got a Panera here, all kinds of stuff. We're gonna actually turn here so you can get a better idea. But Cracker Barrel, Old Country Store, which is Sunday, which Sundays are always hot for the Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel. It's hard not to use an L on that. Crackle. It's cracker, obviously. Cracker Barrel. Gosh. Chili's. Been there before with my brother, actually, randomly. He lives in Atlanta. Old Navy, etc., etc. You've got a Ross down the street. So, I mean, really, Alcoa has everything that you need. There's a McAllister's. Is that closed? It looks closed down there. Maybe it closed. Need to look into that. I think the McAllister's and Turkey Creek closed, but anyways. So you can see Shoe Carnival, Ross, Michael's, and then Dick's down the way. So this is one of the shopping centers in Alcoa, which Alcoa, I think I'm pretty sure, well, Alcoa is bigger than Seymour. I'm just saying. I feel like if Alcoa has an Old Navy and like a Dick's, why can't Seymour? Just my personal thoughts. Okay, so again, shopping center. This is like one of what I consider two, although I guess there's like three. I mean, I'm sure there's more. I'm sorry about this rain, first of all, but we must march forward. We've got places to see today. Want to point out over there, so there's the Dick's, by the way. But the reason why I'm showing you this is because literally at the end of this is like Maryville. But I also want to point out and make a shout out to Yassin's Falafel House. So good, literally so good. So you can see just like typical chains. That is not a chain. It is a local guy. He also has a restaurant downtown and he has a restaurant in Cedar Bluff, and it's literally amazing. That's an Olive Garden. We've got a Cheddar's up here. I wonder if this is like literally annoying to watch because I don't want to stop. I want to get this made for you. But Culver's, this is somewhat new. There's a Salsaritas over there. But the reason I'm showing you this is because we just went like 2 blocks, right? And then if I go here and I turn right, let me just show you. We're going to make a big loop. That used to be, oh, that's a Rural King. That used to be a Kmart, by the way. Rural King is like where you go to get chickens and furniture and clothes. This used to be a Kmart. Remember Kmart? I don't know if you have Kmart where you are, but there was like a pharmacy. It was kind of like a cheaper than Walmart kind of thing. Less inventory. But, okay. Literally, if I go up here, and I'm going to stay straight. I'm going to gamble here because I want to just show you what's going on. So if I go south further, I will then be in Maryville. So that's where the Foothills Mall is, blah, 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 do. And actually, I think right now we may be in Maryville because I know for a fact that the Home Depot is in Maryville. And I think the Home Depot is up here. Oh, this isn't where we need to go, but these are new apartments that are super nice, that's for sure. So this Chipotle is new, obviously. And we're just gonna do a loop-de-loop through here because we need to turn around. Turn around and every now and then. But they have numbered spaces for takeout. For some reason, I feel like, I guess it's the same. I mean, you don't tell them how much proportions. I'm just thinking like, okay, say you ordered Chipotle to go, or you like picked it up or whatever. Okay, what I was saying is, we just drove to that new Chipotle and, okay, they have numbered spots, like Chick-fil-A, how they have numbered spots like where you go to get your pickup order or whatever. But do you think it's weird to basically have Chipotle? I just think it's weird because you're telling them what to do, but it's not like you're telling them how much to put on, so I guess it doesn't matter. I'm just thinking like, what if they do it wrong? But like, how could they do it wrong? Anyways, clearly I got a messed up brain, you know what I mean? So this is what I wanted to show you this whole time. This shopping center where we are is technically Alcoa. So that was all Alcoa. So this is a second shopping center, Lowe's. But then if we go down the street and around the corner, we are then in Maryville. Okay, so shopping center number 2, you've got Walmart, you've got thrift stores, Santan City, Cato. There is a Chick-fil-A at the end of this, Blaze Pizza, which I think is like pretty cool. Little gas station there. You got Hooters straight ahead. You got Lowe's. And we are literally directly across the street. There's a Chili's over there. You can't see it, but because this is, can't zoom. It's trying to zoom in on a freaking raindrop, but you can see just shopping. It's all good. Lowe's here. Zaxby's. TVA Federal Credit Union. And then like that's that Olive Garden across the way. So I mean, super close proximity to stuff here. And those houses that we looked at, they are basically behind this Lowe's and Walmart. So we're gonna see a little bit more, and then we'll kind of seen it all, because you saw the airport motor mile, you saw where the airport was, you saw where Springbrook Farms is going to be, that new development. You saw a couple houses so far. We've seen kind of the major shopping centers that Alcoa has, and then you're seeing straight ahead, like these are some older homes. So Alcoa does also have older houses. We're going to go check out a 1930s build. So I want to show you though that if I were to turn right here, then that's taking me right to Maryville, essentially. We're still technically in Alcoa, because this is a video about Alcoa, but Maryville is just literally down the street to the right. Literally down the street to the right. Like right there. There's actually literally a Home Depot right down that street. So, and like a Target, and go check out the Maryville video because you can see what I'm talking about. But we are not even half a mile from that. I feel like I keep repeating myself, but essentially Maryville, Alcoa, one and the same. Don't discount one for the other. Alcoa, obviously much smaller. You've got one high school. Maryville City has one high school, but Blount County's got also William Blount Heritage. And those are a little bit obviously further out because they're part of Blount County, but Maryville just in general covers a lot more area. There's that Rural King I was showing you. Pet food, guns and ammo, lawn and garden, grocery, farm and feed, sporting goods. I mean, they have literally like everything you could ever want. Everything you could ever want. That's probably an exaggeration, but I'm just telling you. They have a lot of stuff. They got a lot of stuff, okay? I'm gonna show you one more shopping center, and then we're gonna go to another listing. So we actually just crossed over one of the greenways You can see it down over there. I don't know if you can tell, but golly, this rain. But I just wanted to show you a little bit more stuff before we see this other listing. But this is just another like Alcoa shopping center. This one has a lot less stuff. This is actually where I used to teach. See where it says City Farms Wine and Spirit? That is where I used to teach group fitness classes. Les Mills, I taught body pump, body combat, body flow. So anyways, this is just another example of like an Alcoa shopping center. And literally at the end of the shopping center is the Maryville line. So, I mean, again, just telling you, don't count one for the other, or don't count out one over the other, because, you know, that big building right there, that's in Maryville. So why not, if you're thinking about Alcoa, also think about Maryville. And if you're thinking about Alcoa, also think about Maryville. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So let's go see some other houses this way. Right through here, so you can just get an idea what I'm talking about. So these houses on this side, you can tell, obviously older. We do see a sidewalk. We do see some that have been somewhat updated. These are 1950s, 40s, 60s builds. The one we're gonna see is a 1935 build. You can see that also these are just single family, single story, probably 1,000 square foot homes. So, you know, just a big variance in terms of type of real estate that you're going to find here in the Alcoa area. Everything from, you know, 3 times above median price point to under median price point. So you got a big diversity. Now those smaller homes, smaller prices have smaller yards. And are tending to be older. We are now in the big lots. But again, just kind of wanted to give you an idea of like what Alcoa looks like. If we go, just want to show you this. Let's roll this window down. Oh yeah, baby. Okay, look. At the top of this, see that green sign right there? That green sign. It says 411. Then that green sign, it says City of Maryville. You are then in Maryville. So that's my whole point about this, is they're literally right next to each other. Just from going over that bridge, you're suddenly in Maryville. And then if you come back this way, you're in Alcoa. Maryville, Alcoa, Maryville. Okay, you get the point. All right, let's go check out another house. All right, so we are headed to... This is kind of like going out of Alcoa. We're headed kind of back towards the airport, but I want to show you. I thought I turned her off. Sorry. This Alcoa video today is struggling. I just want to apologize. I hope you're getting a good idea. There's a CARM, which stands for Knox Area Rescue Ministries. So you can donate there, and then they raise. Essentially, they are kind of the nonprofit that addresses the homeless population and helps and supports homeless people. So, still Alcoa.
Turn right onto East Bessemer Street.
And we're going to see, up here is Black Horse Pub and Brewery. Really cool brewery, huge, great place for like watching games, beer food, beer food, you know what I'm saying, like bar food. There we go. Gosh, bar food. But really cool place. Lots of like cool hangouts popping up, hangout spots popping up. You're seeing Arconic here, which that used to be Alcoa, which is an aluminum company now called Arconic. And so that's actually how Alcoa got its name, because it was an aluminum plant. Now these are just more examples of real estate. So wide range of real estate in Alcoa, everything from, you know, a 200,000 to an 800,000 to $1 million. You know, you've got kind of a whole big widespread of options when it comes to price point. Now, while you do have a lot of options when it comes to price point, you tend to not have a ton of options. Like, supply is low, but that's kind of all over East Tennessee, really. Any Knox Metro, which this would be considered part of Knox Metro, you know, you've got low inventory. So you can see smaller houses here. There are super cute neighborhoods. Like, that's where we're gonna go see. The house we're about to be at was built in 1935. Another Greenway entrance there. Built in 1935. It's a 4-bed, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet, priced at $360,000. It's been updated inside. So we're gonna just see that. Oh, look, there's kids on the Greenway to the left. They're riding their bikes. Looks like with their dad. So again, 18 miles of Greenway space. Certainly plenty of places to explore, get out and about. I do think that we're kind of south of Alcoa Highway right now, so you're gonna have less noise when it comes to airplanes. And so this house that we're going to see is, look at, there's a Greenway all along the right side, which is super cool. We're gonna turn here.
Left onto Right Road North.
Sidewalks.
In a quarter mile, turn right at the second road onto Birch Street.
More Greenway there to the left. We're very close to Alcoa, primary Alcoa. Basically all the Alcoa schools are very, very close. And high school is actually brand new. It's a part of that kind of Springbrook Farms development, state-of-the-art high school, which I think is really cool. Cute houses, super cute.
Turn right onto Poplar Street.
So this is the street we're going to. I want to show you this house. Kind of narrow here.
On your left.
I gotta figure out how to turn her off. Let's turn her off. Done. Okay. So again, this is very different than where we just came from. But this house, super cute. 1935 build. As you can tell, totally... this obviously is not what it looked like in 1935, but it's 360, 4-bed, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet. And you can just tell, like, this is different than if we, like, when we were in Andover, right? These houses are older. These houses were built, right, you know, whenever the aluminum plant was starting to explode and blow up. I mean, look how pretty this is, though. So if you are like a sucker for old houses like myself, Alcoa certainly is a good option. Just lots of like super cute, super quaint houses. I mean, look how cute this is. So that's been completely, you know, redone on the outside. Just really cute. So if cute is your vibe, Alcoa certainly has that. If mountain views are your vibe, Alcoa also has that. You know, I think Alcoa is great. I don't think there's any like really negative about Alcoa. So yeah, certainly check it out. Give it a chance if you're thinking that you could be interested. You do have a wide range of price points and like ages of homes for that matter. So yeah, super cool. And now just like that, the sun's out. I think I've shown you probably everything you really need to see. I'm gonna take you to one more place, but I gotta put it in the GPS and I don't know how to make her stop talking. I want to show you the back end of Alcoa. So we're just gonna keep driving and find out where we go. So this becomes a dead end. So we're gonna go this way. You can see more. And this will actually all connect to that Springbrook Farms, because we're kind of on the back side of where the schools are in Alcoa. And here you can see where people have like purchased lots and built new homes on these lots. But the Springbrook Farms, like I said, 300 and something acres of a planned unit development. So that's grocery stores, it's commercial, it's residential, it's all of the things, all of the above. All the above. Do you know that song? It's one of my favorite songs. That's a T-Pain song. And I feel like it could be like my walkout song. If I needed a walkout song, which wrestling, I didn't walk out to that because I was a ringmaster and that would not have made sense. But just saying, it's definitely a super cool hype song. If you need to change your vibe, you can put that on. See, so this to me is like when people ask about Alcoa real estate, this is what I think of. I think of these old homes that have been updated, like super quaint, super cute. Definitely they've got character for sure, but this is what I think of when I think of Alcoa real estate, which we've obviously been proven wrong that, you know, there's all kinds of real estate here in Alcoa. We're gonna stop here. You can see a little park here. We're gonna actually go this way because it looks like we got a festival going on or something. Go Dolphins. Oh, it's like a fair. What is this? Oh no, that's just drawing on the bridge. What is this? So this is at Alcoa Middle School, and it looks like activities, tents, games. Oh, I think it's a swim meet. It's a swim meet. That's the pool. Swim meet faux show. So swim meet going down. This is Alcoa Middle School. So super nice. We're gonna keep going this way because I want to show you. And you can see like on this school, they have just continued just to add on essentially. Because you've got like buildings on buildings on buildings. The high school is new, which is that building over there. I don't know if you can see it, but you've got, you know, brand new state-of-the-art high school just that way with the mountain views. Hey, so that's Alcoa High School. And then all of this eventually supposedly is going to be developed. This is all part of that Springbrook Farms community, which will be totally walkable, which I think again is super cool. Like I already said, I just love a walkable place, a walkable community. And I'm here for it. I'm 100% here for it. I'm going to turn here because I want to show you Texas Roadhouse. Hey, hey. So all this grass eventually is going to all be developed. 100% all developed, which I think is pretty cool for Alcoa, just because, I mean, as you saw, like, yeah, they've got Old Navy, they've got Dick's, they've got all that stuff, but this is gonna really, to me, kind of up level it in the sense of like what it offers. And this Food City here, that's all a part of this development. So kind of cool. Kind of cool. I see you, Alcoa, trying to grow and thrive. And actually, I have clients that they are going to be staying in these apartments because they like this location a little bit better and they're not ready to buy yet. So they're actually going to be living in those apartments. They're supposed to be like high-end luxury apartments. So, and you've got a hotel over here. 2 hotels actually. One looks like it's open, the Fairfield. So anyhow, excited is the right word for Alcoa and all that they've got going on. Super cool to see. I just love it when stuff locally is doing really well and like investment is happening, development is happening. I just think it's awesome. So we're going to come back onto Alcoa Highway. I'm going to show you one more kind of the back side of Alcoa, just so you can kind of see. Again, the lines are very blurry between what is Alcoa and what is Maryville. But really just want to give you a good idea of this area. So now the airport is on our left. You could exit here to take the airport. And we're back on Alcoa Highway. If we were to stay on this would take us straight into downtown Knoxville. Again, there's the airport there. And just a little tip for the pro tip. If you ever have clients coming in or you need to meet someone right outside the airport, for example, to give them their keys to their new house, I meet them at Starbucks. So that way they don't have to go that far. They're probably going this way anyways into Knoxville to go to their new house. So meet them at the Starbucks, give them a coffee, or maybe you're going to meet me at the Starbucks one day and I'm going to give you your keys right in that parking lot. Isn't that cool to think about? Like, okay, Haley. But I'm just saying, it's happened before. Sure, it'll happen again. So again, this is all Alcoa, but like no one, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I think if you live in Alcoa, you don't come down here. I think this is like basically, you just got out of the airport. I mean, we don't ever, all this stuff has been here for forever, but like, I don't think, the only thing I've used here is the Starbucks, but maybe I'm also very bougie. Oh, look, there's an airplane. Hey. Very bougie. You know what I'm saying? And then again, you can see Airport Motor Mile coming up, all this stuff. All the cars your heart could ever desire. Right here. We're gonna go a little bit further into Alcoa, kind of to the back side. We're gonna take the end of Pellissippi. A couple more things just to show you. So this is getting onto Pellissippi Parkway, which we've not actually been on today, but if you see this building straight ahead, that is the new Amazon distribution center. That is in Alcoa, Blount County. So lots of jobs for that. Super cool. Straight ahead you see mountains. And that is, if you look through the trees there, you will see the Amazon distribution center. And this, Pellissippi, we are literally at the very end of it. It stops, it doesn't go any further past where we're about to go. This is another exit into Alcoa. This is pretty much like all residential here, but bear in mind, we're still like 5 minutes max to like where that Panera was, the Dick's, the Chick-fil-A, the Walmart. So Alcoa, again, very small. And I just want to show you kind of the back side. Roadway ends in 1.25 miles. We have literally gone to the end of Pellissippi Parkway. This is the one that kind of runs perpendicular to I-40. So it runs north-south, whereas 40 runs east and west. So this is another one similar to Alcoa. Pellissippi is a similar like major thoroughfare through the Knox metro area. You can see this sign up here says Rockford and Maryville. So Rockford is a tiny little town, not to be confused with Rockwood. Rockwood is west, headed towards Nashville, still in Central Time, but both small. Rockford is a tiny pocket. There's Clayton Homes headquarters over there. Clayton Bradley School, the STEM school, is right over there. That's a private school. If you're interested in like a STEM type inquiry based school, then check out Clayton Bradley Academy. They are K-12. They may have a preschool now that I think about it. I know for a fact K-12, but I'm trying to think about if they have a preschool. So this sign actually says Rockford one way, Maryville the other. But it doesn't even say anything about Alcoa, I guess, because technically we are in Alcoa Highway. Or in Alcoa, not Alcoa Highway, but you know what I mean. Which Clayton Bradley may technically be in Rockford. That's what I'm saying. All of this stuff just meshes together. One is this, one is that. Together they are one. You probably don't think that's very funny, but I thought it was kind of funny. Okay, so Pellissippi Place, this is like commercial, industrial stuff happening. You've got a McDonald's. We're on the back end of Alcoa now. We're on Old Knoxville Highway. You have a food line, which probably might be one of the last food lines in all the state of Tennessee. My sister used to call it Food Doggy because she thought the sign looked like it was a dog on the sign. Side note, shout out to my sister Jill. I don't think she calls it that anymore, but if she does, I wouldn't be surprised. You know, because that's just how she rolls. So back end of Alcoa, this would be back road into Maryville. Sometimes I come this way from Seymour. I usually come from one street over. This is a roller arena. Lots of parties go down there. That's a roller skating rink. So check that out if you want a party place for your kiddos. So here we're seeing some residential, we're seeing some commercial, just broad mix of this and that, essentially. This and that, and that and this. Any which way I turn here, if I turn left or right at this intersection, we're gonna hit some residential parts of Alcoa. Okay, I'm pretty sure that my phone is now overheating because I have it in the sun, but let's just finish this little baby up. Ball fields over here. There is a place on this road called Richie Creams. It's right up on the left, and they have the best donuts. This is also the same person that does Myrtle's Bakehouse. Richie Cream Donuts. You gotta go there. I'm just telling you right now, do yourself a favor. I might go in there, actually. Why not? You only live once. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So anyways, back end of Alcoa. This takes us straight to Maryville. Once we pass into Maryville, we will be done with this Alcoa video, but I wanted to show you kind of what you can get in Alcoa, what to expect. Alcoa is kind of a pass-through for to get to Maryville, depending on where you're coming from. You've got some shopping. You could just seamlessly move between Maryville and Alcoa to go to the Target, go to the Ulta, go to the Old Navy. You're going to be going back and forth. Home Depot versus Lowe's, you're going back and forth. So the takeaway is Alcoa is small. Alcoa has lots of options and price points on the real estate side of things. Everything from, oh, looks, welcome to Maryville. Boom. So now we are officially in Maryville, just like that. So you can see what I'm saying. How all of a sudden am I in one, not the other? Well, that's exactly how. So I will see you on the next video. What did you think? Are you moving to Alcoa? Listen, this is the takeaway. Alcoa and Maryville are seamless. They are sisters. They are brothers. One is right next to the other. And I think if you're thinking about Maryville, you should also consider Alcoa. Now, the airport, like we saw, is in Alcoa. So you also want to make sure if you are if you do not want to be under airplane noises, do not buy a house underneath the airport where where the planes are flying in. So you want to be, basically you want to be southeast of Alcoa Highway. Airport here, go over here. Long story short. Now you're probably still going to hear the airplanes. Okay, so if you just don't want any noises, don't go there. But I hope this video has been super helpful for you, and I will see you next time.